Hello students to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I have recited the poem Keeping Quiet and we have discussed a little about its poet Pablo Neruda. In my today's videos, I'll try to discuss in detail the first stanza of this poem Keeping Quiet. So without any further ado, let's start. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. This poem begins with now, and it's very essential to talk in detail each and every single word and line of this poem, because this poem is in fact a coding. In fact, almost all the poems are coding, but this poem especially is impregnated with ideas, and it is suffused with thoughts, very sublime and solemn contemplation of Pablo Neruda on the contemporary society of his the then time. He has expressed very beautifully in this poem, and it's an appeal. So that's why I'm only taking 2 to 4 lines in my all lectures, and we'll try to discuss and analyze in it detail. So this poem begins with now, and this now indicates the very moment of the present. And he had used this time indicator now in such a way that this poem's appeal, because this poem is an extended appeal, so this poem appeal will remain the same forever, because whenever a new person reads this poem, again this poem starts with now. So this poem is not only talks about the time of Pablo Neruda, but this poem becomes eternal, and this now becomes ever present. Means his appeal is ever present and eternal, and this poem thus becomes a clarion call given by Neruda, and it is still the same as it was when he wrote this. And this very word now makes this poem something which goes transcends the time, and this appeal becomes an eternal appeal. And then he employs the pronoun we. Now we will count to 12. First he says now. He says that forget the past, forget the future, because past has already gone by and future has not yet come. So what we have readily available is this momentary time now, and now we can do this. And then he used this pronoun we. Now we will do. Now we will count to 12. And he is using this now deliberately, and there is a very significant purpose behind using or employing this pronoun now, to start the exercise of unprecedented stillness and silence. That we have to bring an unprecedented silence and stillness. And he says that that we can change, or we can not change anything by our individual efforts. For this unprecedented change on this earth, we have to be together. And this we signifies a lot of things. This existence, this earth, this life is a holistic being. It is a harmonious whole, and that's why a holistic approach is required for the restoring and reinvigoration of the holistic health of this Mother Earth, and not only Mother Earth but its denizens, means the dweller. And that's why he used this pronoun we. And now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. And then he uses this number 12 very smartly. Though it's only a number, it's a word, but it signifies a lot of things. The 12 hours of a day or night, or 12 mark of the clock, means the two hands which runs on the clock. So there are 12 marks on the clock, and this 12 also signifies the 12 months of any year, and this 12 also signifies the 12 zodiac signs of humankind. And here this 12 thus encompasses every single beings different in fate and star according to their zodiac, and all the time to just be silent and still. He says that be silent throughout the year, be silent throughout the day and night, and be silent everyone whatsoever your zodiac sign is. So we can say that at the heart of this poem is an all encompassing inclusive holistic approach of the poet to bring a harmonious human society. Means this poem tries to unite people. This poem tries to bring a cosmic or a global brotherhood. Now we will count to 12, and this we do not refer or indicate people of Chile or people of Latin America. When he says we, so here this we indicates the entire humankind. We will all keep still. Here he appeals for global and collective inertia, means doing nothing, just sit in silence. And it's an appeal to hyperactive human folk to stop, to sit and introspect about their futile exercise, which neither brings joy nor peace. And here also Neruda means that we human beings would stop so that nature can grow. Means it's a clarion call, it's a very poignant appeal of Neruda that please come to a halt, please come to a standstill, and just be an observer, just be silent and look at this nature, because we people are encroaching everywhere, and even we are not only trying to command our machine, but we are trying to command and conquer this nature also. So poet says that please be silent and still, neither speak anything nor do anything, just be silent and let nature speak, let the music of nature revealed, and let the nature grow and develop in its own way. If you remember, I always tell you that we do things, means we human beings do things by effort, but all the important things in this world happen on its own. So Neruda says that please don't do any human intervention, and just take an interval, just stop and let the nature grow. As the grass grows itself, the flower bloom itself, and it rains on its own, the day and night happens on the divine existential design. So here Neruda only wants human to stop encroaching nature and don't try to control and conquer the nature like a machine, and don't make artificial clouds, don't change the course of the river, etc., etc. And this is a very unusual appeal, and I think this appeal is significant, equally significant now as it was significant in the Pablo Neruda's time, and this appeal significance will increase even in the coming days as it is now. That's why I always tell you that a poem is, or a literary piece is, an eternal news, and that's why this poem becomes eternal in its appeal. Next line, for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. There is a very beautiful quote that a meaningful silence is always better than the meaningful words. In the rush and roar of modern life, when silence seems to be the word of another planet, means on this earth we do not realize silence ever. There is a conundrum, there is a hullabaloo, hustle bustle, and we are somehow trapped in that noise. So Pablo Neruda, according to Pablo Neruda, that this silence seems to be word or phenomena of the another planet. So how we can bring that silence, which of course was a part of this nature, part of this earth. So how can we bring it? He says that for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak. Let's not speak in any language. So he appeals for this global silence and to restore the tranquility of this mother earth. And thus this poem is a gentle reminder of the importance of silence. Let's not speak in any language. This line is very important. Be still and silent. Here the poet appeals to drop the accent, to drop the words. The word still conveys the idea of total stillness, total inactivity, and silence of course is there. So he says that drop all the words, drop all the languages, be silent and still, both inward and outward. By outward silence and stillness means no activity, doing nothing, and by dropping all the languages and words means inward silence. So let's not speak in any language means these different languages divide the humanity. You know that we people are divided on linguistic ground, and language is a very strong divider. In India, there are more than 1,000 languages. We have 22 official languages. Keralite is not the same as Bihari or people of UP. Malayali is also different. So this linguistic difference is a very big barrier, and it's a very big obstacle to bring humanity on one ground. That's why he said that let's not speak in any language. Languages are different. I think languages are different, but silence is the one, the same, and the global. Means when one do not speak anything and just be silent, so all human beings are the same. Means deep down we all are the same, and the language of silence is universal and global. So he says that please be silent and try to synchronize the rhythm of your heart with the rhythm of other people, and that's why we can connect with people across the globe in a very different way. And he appeals everyone to rise above linguistic differences, not only linguistic differences but cultural, racial, national, and all sorts of differences, so that a global brotherhood or sisterhood even can be realized. So thus there is a beautiful appeal made by this poem and the poet Pablo Neruda. And I would like to end this video with a very significant and very quoted quote: speech is silver, silence is gold. If you have any question or doubt, you may ask in comment box, and in my next video we'll move to